We've got a lot going on in the shop right now, so we want to give you a little look around. This isn't a shop tour, but more of a shop update. And actually, John and I each put out a little shop update every week for our YouTube members, so check that out if you enjoy this video. Have a huge stack of white oak here. I don't know if you could see everything that's behind here, but we're milling up some flat stock, and we're getting ready to run like about 1,500 linear feet of molding in white oak and poplar for a builder that I work with all the time. So here is a bunch of 4/4. It's still pretty thick. It's 15/16. So we bought this hit or miss planed, which means they run it through a double-sided planer just to get things relatively flat. You can see there's still some rough sawn areas. So they run it through the double-sided planer. So it came to us at 1 inch. 4/4 came at 1 inch. So it probably started out, say, 1 1/16 or 1 1/8. And I had one edge ripped. So hit or miss planed, straight line ripped. So what I did with these is I ran them through the planer one pass. I had to see what was what, and I actually marked all of my pieces. So you see this piece here has a 3, this piece has a 6. So as they came out of the planer, I'm checking widths, seeing what I can net out of it, and I marked them up. And then we went ahead and ripped these. So these have only been planed to 15/16, and they're ripped a 1/4 inch over. So this 6-inch piece is actually 6 1/4. Now we're gonna continue to mill them down, get them down to 3/4. We'll sand them, we'll do the final rip and sand the edges. So this is a bunch of flat stock. This whole table and this table as well. This is for some wainscoting going into an old home. I think they said all the work is like 120 years old. So it's, you know, a house from like 1900. And we're also running all that molding I was talking about. So we just got this new molder. This is a Shopfox W1812. Really nice machine. It's variable speed, so we can slow our feed rate down to get a better cut in certain situations, or speed it up when we need to. They did forget to put a belt in the box, so it's not currently actually running, but it's nice and quiet. So that's just the motor. The cutter head's not spinning because we haven't installed that belt yet, but we'll have the belt tomorrow. We can get it hooked up. Super excited to run this. Has built-in guide fences here. You can put an auxiliary fence if you need to actually get down into it as like a sacrificial fence, but that'll be nice for normal setup. So we got this all assembled on this Bora mobile base here, which was actually pretty nice for like 70 bucks. So we'll be able to wheel it around. This is not where it'll be. This is not something that we use all the time. So this we kind of stash away in a back room until we need it. Then we pull it out and we hook it up. We have a new dust collector in the shop. So I actually mentioned this, I think, in a video 2 weeks ago that had won a dust collector in an auction. So this is a 3 horsepower Belfab. Belfab makes a really nice dust collector made in Canada. This is from 2012. So not too old. Runs great. Like I said, 3 horsepower, 3-phase, so very low amp draw. The amp draw on this is like 9 amps, which is crazy for a 3 horsepower machine. So it's not using a lot of energy. It's very quiet. I can turn it on, you can hear it. So I'm not talking any louder than I was. There's still some dust flying out of it. some small holes that we need to patch up, but runs great. I planed all that material with it. I was able to plane all of that 4/4, one full 1/16 pass, and that filled the bag. Just so it's a nice big bag, bigger than the dust collector we had before. You can probably see the elephant in the room behind me here. These are the salt cellars, the last batch ever. I promise this time that I'm telling the truth. If you watched the laser video that we put out last Wednesday, you know that we ran into issues again with the laser, and was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. So this will be the last run, at least of this design. We're talking about maybe doing a redesign that doesn't involve using a laser. That is just a constant problem. So this is all of them. Leilani and Dylan got all the boxes hung up. This is like 300 boxes. We need to ship 245, so we have a bunch of extras. And these went pretty good. Aside from the laser problems, this batch went really well. They look great. We have extras, which is good. So these will be shipping out pretty soon to everybody that pre-ordered them. we have this big pile here. So this is going to become our molding. So this is poplar and white oak. We're making matching moldings in both for a bunch of wainscoting. So they're tying into old and they're making new. So they want it all to match. So we have 8-quarter poplar here on the top, 8-quarter white oak. This looks like 5-quarter poplar, 6-quarter poplar, 6-quarter white oak, 5-quarter white oak. So a lot. It was 1,400 board feet that arrived this morning in these 2 big packs, which is always fun getting that into the shop. Our overhead door is just under 10 feet wide, and I think these are 14s. So they have to come in straight, which is a little bit complicated, but we got it done. And I have one last thing I want to show you. It's a carving that we're actually doing for St. Anthony's in Red Bank, a church where we've done a lot of work over the years. And this was actually done by our friends Conrad and Danielle at Studio West. I picked this up yesterday. I had a little bit of delamination here. If you follow on Instagram, you may have seen us gluing this up. This was a 4.5-inch thick by 39 by 33, I think it was, blank of poplar. So we took 12-quarter poplar, we glued up 3 layers, and got it out to Conrad so they could machine it. I had a little bit of delamination here, so I have a clamp on here, but this is all going to be hand painted by yours truly. Not sure what I'm getting myself into, but yeah, this is going to hang up in an 18-foot tall archway in the church. Oh, a little caught up here. So again, this is all going to get filled in, but even the back is all hollowed out to lighten it up. So you can see he machined all that out. We're going to create a mount here, and it's actually going to be articulating so that we can get it, just to the right angle and everything. But this will be very cool, so stay tuned to see that. It's going to be fun to hand paint that. So hopefully you guys like this little look around at what we're doing this week. Like I said, if you enjoy this behind the scenes look, make sure to check out the YouTube subscriptions. So John and I are putting out a video like this every week, both of us. So you get to see what we're up to. And yeah, let us know what you thought, and we'll talk to you again.